Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be diving in and taking a look at a brand new custom map. This is Alternative Calradia Venom. This is the brand new map made by Lemmy, the creator of the Europe map mod, as well as the Volcano map mod. And this one is really interesting because, as you guys can see, there are only two factions in it. This is a true 1v1 Thunderdome. And this map will hopefully lead to some really cool stuff being created, because I think this is the perfect platform for so many unit map mods that can create just these epic battles. And we'll talk a bit more about that in later on in the video, because I want to go ahead and show it off to begin with. Also, I want to give a massive shout out to Lemmy for recently upscaling all of his textures that he's been using. I mean, honestly, just look how beautiful this is. I think my graphics are set to medium as well, so they're not even set to high. But again, he's gone ahead and improved all of his ground, all of his trees, his rocks, his water. The water looks absolutely incredible. If you can go ahead and just look at that, like, he's gone in and basically upscaled all of his stuff, and I think that's across a lot of his other maps. He's done it for the Realm of Thrones map mod. I'm not sure if Europe has it. I think Europe has had the upscale done to it, but again, it just looks really impressive. There's just so many areas, especially in this map, which just look absolutely incredible. I mean, yeah, that just looks amazing, right? But back to the map mod itself. So this is a overhaul which basically goes ahead and creates a 1v1 Thunderdome. As you guys can see, the map itself isn't huge, but the design is not supposed to be huge. It's supposed to be basically a 1v1. I can basically fit in the majority of the map just on this screen right here, but it's supposed to be a 1v1 map. Over on the left hand side, we do have the Valandians, and they're going to be set up. Again, they have some interesting kind of very rocky terrain. These mountain passes are going to be brutal to traverse. Hopefully lots of bandits up there, castles all the way up here. You'll be able to see armies coming from an absolute mile away up here, and that's going to basically be the Valandian setup right here. There's going to be some more out in this open plains area down here to the southwest, but for the most part they're going to be situated in this like hilly terrain. And when we make our way over to the Azurai, again, all their castles and stuff are positioned on hills, and they go into more of the desert area. They're using the mountains to their advantage. A lot of these mountain passes are blockaded by these fortresses, and they're going to be defending the lands of the Azurai. You can go all the way over here. Like, look how awesome this looks right here. We have a very cool settlement right here that you have to traverse up this massive kind of set of stairs to go and actually besiege, which is nice. And then as we make our way further down south, you guys can see some more of their fortresses, the gates of the gods. And I think this is probably the coolest settlement right here. Yeah, this one right here, which you literally have to traverse this like mountainous area. It just looks incredible. Again, if we turn off the UI, you guys can see it. It just looks absolutely amazing. So again, the Azurai are going to be situated in more of these like mountainous areas and these mountain passes and all them kind of stuff, whereas the Valandians over in this more foresty, hilly area. It's more like a highland biome right there, which again is super cool. But that is not all. So on top of that, on top of this awesome 1v1 map that he's created, he's also been able to commission a coder to take a look at the wars that have been declared in the custom maps. This is something that plagues, I think, basically every single custom map mod, is the AI just very rarely goes to war and just never wants to shift the balance of power basically whatsoever, which is really frustrating and just doesn't really make much sense. And that's why a lot of the times I'm like, I'd just rather play on Calradia. However, Lemmy has been able to commission this guy to basically go in and take a look at the code, and he seemingly has been able to actually fix it so that the AI now does declare plenty of wars, and they are just considerably more aggressive, which I think is amazing. This is something that has been plaguing, I think, Bannerlord for years now. I think ever since the Kuzites were snowballing, Tailworlds changed a lot of their code to basically stop factions from snowballing one side or the other, but in turn that meant that just basically no borders ever changed, which I think was some of the most That's probably one of the biggest mistakes that Tailworlds made outside of changing the way that you can group soldiers on your party screen. So now factions should actually be able to declare war on one another and not have any issues. Again, I think this is still early, so that again there might be some issues here and there, but for the most part we should now be getting these big faction wars constantly on these custom maps, and I'm really excited to see this. Hopefully, hopefully Lemmy will allow other people to go ahead and utilize this new code, and they'll be able to implement it into their own one ones. I know Realm of Thrones got around it by basically going and changing up the actual like kind of scheduling wars in their mod to make factions actually go to war with one another. But mods like the Old Realms would really benefit from this. Obviously his Europe map mod that Lemmy also created would really benefit from this, because again, I've had to, you know, start wars myself manually through the cheat menu. So I'm very excited to hopefully see this just kind of get put out there and everybody dives in and uses it. Speaking of diving out and using this map, one thing I'm actually really interested in seeing people actually create, and again, you definitely should hopefully see this, is I'm excited to people to actually create custom unit trees for these factions. So as of right now, you could use something like the custom start mod to actually create, because obviously if we go over here and we dive into it, you'll be able to see that these are just Valandian soldiers, right? And the Aserai will be the same. But there's nothing to stop people from going in and creating custom unit trees for both of these factions, or implementing ones that they previously have. Like imagine having the Romans as Valandia, or the Romans as Aserai, and Carthage as vice versa. You could really have some cool Thunderdome battles of just seeing what faction will reign supreme. It'd be very, very cool to see you know, a whole mix of them. And again, I think this mod would be perfect for even like a Lord of the Rings battle. There are Gondorian armies out there. There are Rohirrim armies out there. There are Uruk-hai armies out there. We have all of that stuff. So I think it'd be epic if someone went in and actually went and created like a Lord of the Rings Thunderdome inside of this map. It's perfect for it, and you can have a real good back and forth. And again, if you're looking for a smallish campaign, this will be perfect for that. But speaking of that as well, you could also just use Game of Thrones stuff, like creating like a Game of Thrones battle between the Boltons and the Starks. You could, yeah, it's just a very, very cool map that creates some really unique situations, and even just mix it up like Lord of the Rings versus Game of Thrones, Romans versus medieval knights. There's a lot that people can hopefully do with creating this, and hopefully we'll get to see plenty of that in the future. So as always, I'll leave a link to the mod itself down below in the description for you guys to check out. I'm really interested to see what you guys would think. Also, I would love it, you know, if the developers of a co-op mod, you know, are getting closer. I think what they're doing doesn't really require, doesn't matter like how big the map is or whatever. But again, this will be perfect for when the co-op mod does come out, and I'd love to see them, you know, using this going forward. Because imagine this, it's you and your boy jumping in, you both join a different faction, one of you will be Aserai, the other one are the Valandians, and you battle it out with custom units. You know, you have like, you know, Gondorians on one side, Uruk-hai on the other, or, you know, you're playing like the Crown Lands versus the Riverlands. I don't know, there's just so much cool stuff that could definitely happen in this mod. Also, this map does look beautiful at nighttime as well. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I think the future of Bannerlord is looking really, really promising. I know modding has definitely slowed down in this game. The developers seemingly have abandoned it. Hopefully, you know, we'll hear something going forward. But even if they have abandoned it, there are so many amazing mods and, you know, so much amazing work being done by modders that I think Bannerlord is still going to have a bright future. And I'm super excited to see what people keep on coming up with. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see me covering more mods. This is something I've really done in a little while. There are plenty of other mods out there. There was actually recently a mod I saw on Nexus Mods that lets you put down your own settlement and actually go along with that, which I think would be really cool. So if you want to see more mod spotlights on the channel, just let me know down below. And if there's anything specific you guys want to see, also just put that down below in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And of course, I'll leave a link to this one down below in the description as well. I hope you guys have a great day, and fish out.